All right, now we are here with quarterback of the Central Bobcats, Tyler Hill. Tyler, welcome.
Yes, sir. Thank you.
Glad to have you, man. So we wanted to sit down and first of all, congratulations on being chosen for the MVP of our COVER1 awards. Again, it's something that we all voted on. Guys here at San Angelo Live, and of course all the coaches and whatnot. Like we all got the suggestions and what. So, congratulations! You had a heck of a season.
Yes, sir.
Just like go through with me a little bit, just on your overall thoughts on your senior football season.
For me, my senior football season was a big jump from my junior season. I thought I had a lot better season than I did my junior season. I thought overall as a senior season it was way better. As far as my stats went, as far as my overall performance on the field went, and I feel like just overall, just my performance as a senior was a lot better, from my junior to senior year, and I thought that was a good thing to see and see from my junior to senior year, and so yes, sir.
Yeah, and I actually have your stats right here. So we're looking at 164 for 272, 2,341 yards, 22 touchdowns, 6 interceptions, 1,380 rushing yards, and 20 touchdowns. See, I was a running back, so I know what I would have picked in this. But what is the favorite part of that stat line for you?
I like the fact that I'm listed as a dual threat quarterback. I like the fact that I'm able to run and throw and be a threat at both aspects of the game. I've never really considered myself or thought, and when I was little, thought I would be a dual threat quarterback. But that's what I am, and that's what I've kind of grown to be is a dual threat quarterback. And so being able to have a run game and a high throw game is just it's awesome to me. And again, my senior year and having these stats that I do, I look back at it and it's just a cool thing to see. And so,
was there a specific quarterback? Like I know you said you never saw yourself as a dual threat quarterback, but once you became one, like what can you compare your game? Who can you compare your game most to? Like we got guys like Josh Allen, Lamar Jackson, Patrick Mahomes. Like they're all dual threat guys.
Right.
Which one would you consider to be the one that you emulate the most?
Probably Josh Allen. I really like Josh Allen as a quarterback. I mean, just as soon
don't
as
we all, right?
love his background story. Love the way he plays. So probably Josh Allen if I was to compare myself to any pro quarterback. So.
Yeah, and that stat line, 22 touchdowns to 8 interceptions, you always love seeing anything more than a 2-to-1 ratio, especially at the high school level. I myself personally think that's your biggest area of growth from last year to this year, because like I said when we were talking on the phone a couple days ago, I've been watching you play since you were in ninth grade, so
yes, sir.
It was pretty awesome seeing you as a sophomore. Playing receiver with your brother on the field as well, and then of course switching over to quarterback full time.
Yes, sir.
But do you still got the wheels? Do you think you can still play receiver?
I give crack jokes to the coaches about it all the time. I go and bother Coach Crane about it and tell him, hey, let me play a little bit of receiver song. And tell him no. So
he's like, no, get out of here.
Yeah,
he's like,
exactly,
but Ben wants reps at quarterback coach.
I know. Me and Ben talk about it too. If we could just switch for one or two games, just
or even a series.
Funny. Yeah, I know.
Right?
That's what I'm saying. It's just a talk that but yes, I've always thought about the fact that if I can go back to receiver, I'd kind of like to see what I could do now compared to what I did my sophomore year. And so, but yeah, I think if just a couple weeks of practicing receiver, I feel like I would do just fine. Speaking of the fact that I did okay in my sophomore year, so.
Okay. Yeah. I think you did a little bit better than okay, but hey, I like the humility. Speaking of Ben Imler, there was a particular play this year that even made national headlines. Like I saw this on ESPN, I saw it on ESPN TikTok and all that. So let's go ahead and take a look at that right now.
Yes, sir.
I'm still in awe of the way that sequence went down. Like, you could hear me in the background on that video in the press box just shouting, "No way!" Because like y'all made it to about, what was it, like the 48 about? And then like when I see you drop back, just take me through that play real quick.
Man, so I mean, we so the play before that we had it was actually the kickoff return that Kevon Rice did, and it was a crucial run by him that put us in position for that play. And so when he called that play, we were originally supposed to run one of our other trick plays. However, we called timeout and then switched it up right before we ran it. So he called Hail Mary, and I knew that this was going to be a tough one. Of course, mind's racing, adrenaline's running, so it's just like you're not thinking about it hardly. So when that play was ran, I snapped the ball and kind of stepped up in the pocket, just kind of waiting for the play to develop, and had one of the DTs come up and try to tackle me.
How did you get out of that?
See, I don't know. As soon as I got tackled, he had wrapped around me, and I heard Wiley's crowd going absolutely bizarre. I managed to get out. I don't know how. Just kind of swung around and then just slipped my way through it, and then kind of reversed the field. It's one of the craziest things that I've ever done as a football player. One of the craziest things that's ever happened in a football game. And just when I circled around, Aiden Barone had made the block, crucial block again, just kind of getting in his way, nothing too much to draw a flag. And then when I went up to step and throw, I thought I was going to get hit. And as a matter of fact, when I went and stepped up and throw that, I think that kid got a hand on it. The ball didn't come out as pretty, but I managed to get to Ben's hands. Ben was able to then reverse the field again to get in for the end zone. And so as soon as it happened, everyone's going crazy, but you still didn't process the fact of what just happened. Again, like I said, it wasn't until a couple days later where it was just everything just sunk in and everything was just popping up on TikTok and Instagram by all these famous accounts.
Special,
it was.
Yeah. So, and especially as a Bobcat alumni, like some of your coaches were on my team and my little brother's team now. So like it's just one of those, like I know as an ex-Bobcat football player on that team, like I was so happy for y'all that night. I was like, that is a special moment. In fact, I remember in the interview, because I interviewed you and Ben after the game, I was like, remember this. Like, this is special. You will remember this moment the rest of your lives. Yes, so, like, when you're sitting 10 years down the line with a couple of your buddies that you still see sometimes, like, hey, man, you remember when? Like, oh, and then it will just come back to you. So,
absolutely.
Hopefully, like, you got a bunch of more of those memories to make, hopefully, still.
Yes, sir.
And speaking of which, like I know that you still have track this year, but do you plan on continuing playing football in college?
I do. So far, I'm verbally committed to Angelo State University here in town. As of right now, I plan on going there and playing football over there. Of just
national title contender there.
Yeah, absolutely. It's a great program that I'd love to be in. However, I'm still kind of, since it is a Division II, I'm still waiting. Still got a little bit of time to kind of see what else comes my way. Anything bigger and with better opportunities. But as of right now, just Angelo State's on my mind, and I'm verbally committed there.
So is it quarterback all the way, or if you get talked to by Division I and they want you to switch back to like a receiver or like a safety or something, is that something you would consider?
I've always kind of been that, Division I, Division II, kind of pick Division I wherever they want me. I've always played quarterback. The rest, my whole life, I've just always been, quarterback. However, I'm obviously able to play receiver if I'm able to. So if something like that does happen, it would definitely be a huge thought in my mind where I just have to think about it and pray about it. But I mean, it's whatever for me. Like I wouldn't mind it. I mean, football's football.
Oh, yeah.
At the end of the day. So but again, Division I, Division II. It's my dreams is to play Division I football. So if anything happens, then then take care of itself. So
of course. And let's get back to this season just real quick. Of course, didn't quite end up how any of us wanted. That El Paso team was incredibly talented. Kept up with them for most of the game. We had a couple turnovers in that game, especially that last fumble that shouldn't have been a fumble. Forward progress was stopped. I'm not bitter about it, I promise. Right. Just kind of talk me through the emotions of the aftermath of that game and how that has helped you grow as not only a person but a player, like, you know what I mean? So
yeah, I mean, the emotions after that game is really sunk in is after the game. It was before the game even ended. I just remember it just being like 2 minutes left, but we were still like 2 touchdowns behind, so there's just no way. And they had the ball and they were just eating the clock up, and really that's when the emotions starting to kick in for everybody. And I'm just over there on the sidelines with everybody just hugging and just crying, and it's a good thing to see, but it's not. But I mean, but just kind of just see the kids that you've played with forever. It's just those emotions really kicking in. Those are one of the best emotions that I've ever felt. It's just one of the greatest things to be a part of is that time with your teammates. Just the fact that you've been playing with them forever, and that time's coming to an end. So really the emotions is just, I mean, it's for me, it's pushed me. The emotions weren't as much as for me, just knowing the fact that I got football after this, as most of these kids don't. However, for me, it was just the fact that, man, it's the last time I'm going to play with these kids, these in particular kids, because after this, I'm going to be playing with kids that I don't know, I'll eventually, be friends with. But
it's just like a giant reset
button.
Yeah,
this is absolutely reset button, yes, sir. But those emotions for me, just it's driven me to love football more and to hold on to it better, and just to not take football for granted anymore. Just take everything I got and push myself to be a better football player, and not take anything for granted. So.
And final question here, Tyler. We brought up your teammates just now. I just give me your thoughts on them. Just talk about the guys that meant the most to you on this team this year, or if there wasn't any particulars. Just talk about the guys for a minute.
Man, I wouldn't want to play with anybody else but those guys. Those guys were great. Just loved the team. As far as my offensive team goes, I love my offensive linemen.
Of course, yeah.
One of my closest people to me. It's a great time with them. I mean, my receivers, I just love the way me and my receivers clicked. I love the fact that I was able to hit a lot of the receivers, multiple receivers. That just and yeah, Jacob English was my main target, but I was able to connect with just more than even first string and second string. I was able to just connect with all of them. So just the connection, even that, as football went on, I just got to build a stronger connection with my receivers, and even even my running backs. I mean, we had 3 running backs that did well this year.
Oh, yeah.
Aiden, Tyree, and Javion. And I love the fact that we had depth on the offensive side of the ball.
Yeah, it seemed like even your wide receivers, each one of them had big play, whether it was Kevon or Jacob, or of course, both Jacobs.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah, but again, for me, it was an incredible season overall. It was a lot of fun to watch y'all play. But yeah, man, congratulations on receiving this award. Hopefully this is definitely an award show that will gain some traction moving forward. And the whole reason we're doing it is just for y'all. We want to give you guys recognition, just more exposure out there, just trying to get more people to look at the Concho Valley.
Yes, sir.
So again, I'm going to say congratulations and thanks for coming in, man.
Absolutely. Well, thank y'all for everything y'all done, and what y'all are doing here. That means a lot. So thank y'all again.
This is Central's QB1, Tyler Hill, our MVP of the COVER1 Awards.